Mo used to work at Google. Did a podcast episode with Stephen on Diary of a CEO, which is a pretty good podcast. And basically, we're doomed. So
When? Like,
that's
are
it.
we going to be around for it?
Already, we're done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. I was thinking about like my
It's
granddad.
already over.
My granddad just like didn't care because
Yeah.
he was like, I'm going to be gone by then.
Yeah. No,
So
it's
selfishly.
It's over.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Strap yourself in, guys.
So it even came up on the other podcast before, and I was like, fuck, this is like, it's actually terrifying. So the premise of what I want to talk about today is, his concept is ChatGPT right now, I think, has an IQ of 140 right now.
Yep.
It doubled the last iteration.
Mm.
So if it doubles the next iteration, it's smarter than the smartest person that ever lived,
Yeah.
which is due, I think, in 2 months.
Right. It's terrifying.
Yep. So now take that. So what happens when AI is 10 times smarter than us? So we had a conversation on Fit about this very briefly.
Yeah.
Can the hours and hours that the most advanced programmer would put into writing a program for an individual, can AI do that in 2 minutes? If it's
Yeah.
10 times smarter than us.
Say so.
You would assume so,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, of course.
What if it's 100 times smarter than us?
Be 100 times better. No, I don't know.
So this guy, so just to add context to who this guy is, right? They built a whole floor at Google with machine arms and just asked them to pick up a ball. So when people think of like robotics now, they already think we have robots that do shit. So like you think of a car assembly.
Like that. Yeah.
Pick up the door, put the door on, drill the holes, it moves on to the next robot, it does a thing. If that door is out of place, it can't fix it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. That's a robot. AI is the ability to assess where in time and space that door is, how I need to
Change it.
pick it up, and what's
Yeah.
the most efficient way to get it onto the thing. They did that.
Yeah, right.
So they got a robot to learn to isolate a yellow ball in a ball pit and pick up all the yellow balls. One did it once, and by, like, that was like at lunchtime, by the end of the day, every robot could isolate any color and take the ball out. So that doesn't sound that impressive, right? Think about a child when, you know, those like little fucking round things with the blocks in them. So you have like the star block, the square block, the round block, and you slide them in, then you pull it apart and they come out. And we teach a child, put the circle in the circle goes in, and go, yay! A robot just did that.
Yeah. Probably in like a quarter of the time.
So
Like,
it's
not even-
learning how to learn, right?
Yeah,
Which is wild. So his theory is AI will actually be 1 billion times smarter than us.
It's unfathomable.
So I
Like, how
don't.
can you be 1 billion times smarter than someone?
So what's the thing? Like the comparison to minutes, 1 million minutes is like 11
Hours.
hours or something, or 11 days.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah,
And then
and
a
a
billion's like
billion's
30 years or some
35
shit.
years. Yeah. Thank you for helping me out there.
Yeah. It's all right, bro.
Tripped over
you,
that
boss.
bad.
Got you, boss.
So we can't even fathom what 1 billion means. Like you said, you can't even.
I don't even know. Like, does that mean you just like learn things instantly?
Yeah, like
what-
if you had 100 marbles and then we did 1,000 marbles and then we did 10,000, 100,000, million
Yeah.
to 1 billion, you wouldn't be able to look at what that even fucking looks like. You just
Yeah.
couldn't comprehend. You can't picture that in your head. You just see
I'm
lots,
trying to
right?
comprehend the like what that means though. Like, does it mean you can learn things exponentially quicker? So if this robot's just like, okay, I know kung fu now.
Yeah.
Like it just instantly knows
Yeah.
kung fu.
Yeah, bro. but even like to the point where it would be able to program a robot that builds the robot to make the robot the best kung fu robot it could possibly be, and then interpret everything that's ever
And
happened.
also be a pediatric surgeon at the same time.
But keep going down that road, right? So I can interpret everything that's ever been taught about kung fu. I can build an organism, let's call it. I guess it's not an organism because it's not organic
robot.
matter. But like I can build a thing that is deliberately designed to execute kung fu. But I'm so much fucking smarter than anyone who's ever even stepped foot on the earth. I can actually make what you think is kung fu redundant.
Yeah. Even just like weapons.
So imagine weight training before we had any scientific evidence.
Just lift lots of weights.
You just
lots.
try shit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They can try infinite things.
Do you reckon it'd be able
They
to
can-
translate to a
they
human
can-
though?
They can try an infinite amount of things
Yeah.
in an infinitely large amount of things in an infinitely low amount of time.
But let's say we're talking about. Let's just say we're talking about getting massive, right?
Yeah, fitness industry.
Yeah.
Go.
So we're talking about building muscle.
Yes.
So to work out what's the best way to build muscle,
Mm-hmm.
you would need test subjects to try if it works or not. Correct?
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Or are we just skipping that whole?
Well,
Are we just skipping that
So-
now? Because
so
this
this-
AI just goes up. You guys have all been missing the mark here.
correct. So imagine it just goes,
Yeah.
that's not how the body works at all.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, there's this gene expression, this enzyme.
Yeah, so it's like-
it does this, and you guys are just not knowing how to trigger it.
Yeah.
This is how we trigger
So
it.
say like you and I don't even understand E equals MC squared.
Mm.
It's the most, arguably, I'm not a fucking scientist. Like, unless it was on Big Bang, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that it was in an NFT once.
So he figured that out. Einstein figured that out from nowhere.
Yeah.
And solved a problem of the universe.
Yeah.
From nowhere. So this is where it gets, you can actually start to put some relativity to this. Lol. Relativity, that's actually the equation of relativity. Anyway. The average span of IQ currently on planet Earth ranges from somewhere around 85 to like 150-ish. Maybe there's some super freaks.
Yeah.
Maybe that's 180. So let's say Elon Musk, I don't know what it is, but let's
Yeah.
say he's in the 160s, which is what Einstein was.
Yeah.
How much more intelligent is Elon Musk
To the average person.
than the dumbest person you've ever met?
Yeah. It's wild.
So ChatGPT 5
Going to be,
is that gap from Elon.
yeah, it's insane. Yeah. Well, maybe the spaceships will stop blowing up. No, I'm kidding.
So one of the theories that this guy's put forward is they will evolve so quickly. So everyone's scared of like fucking Terminator, right?
Yeah, of course.
This guy's theory is that's not really a thing. It's not what we should be worried about. Because what we should really be worried about is humans will control the machines and humans are shit. So
Yeah.
instead of like using AI technology to improve the world, it'll be like America has the best AI so they can fight Russia or China or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
That'll be the goal.
It'll be much.
As he was saying it, I was sitting there like, now how can I apply this to the business to make sure we're ahead of the curve and we capitalize the most? And then he's like, ethical AI. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, yep.
Get a robot.
Yeah. So where was I? Yeah, so we've got that gap, right? And then that's going to double.
Intelligence
So
gap. Yeah, yeah.
GPT 5
Yep.
will be twice as smart as Elon.
Okay.
So essentially there's going to come a point where it has individual thought. That's where I was going. So one of his potential outcomes is that they'll evolve so fast that they would just view us like we view an insect.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
just
you're just not even.
so inferior.
Yeah, you actually
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, no relativity.
Yeah, where you're nothing.
Yeah.
Like you just step over an ant, you just step over an ant,
Well,
and
that's where the Terminator thing comes from, right?
if they're not bound by a physical space,
Yeah.
their ability for interplanetary, intergalactic travel exceeds us
Yeah.
because we're limited by time.
Yep.
Because we're a decaying organism.
Yep.
So one theory is that they'll actually just go, whoop, here we are, and then we're gone.
Oh, they'll take off.
Yeah.
They'll be like, this
They
place
could.
has got a
They could.
time span, and
Yeah.
we
have
can live
to
way beyond that.
If they're curious, for example, like we are,
Yeah,
they'll be like, instead of building bigger and bigger telescopes, let's just go.
interesting. Fuck.
And then they just need a way to transfer themselves.
They could also see us as the biggest threat to their existence and wipe us off the face of the earth.
Well, there
as
is that potential. But he reckons it'll probably go... His timeline was... I think it was like 2035. We're totally fucked. The next 5 years, we're pretty much fucked.
2035.
Yeah,
Fucking
bro.
hell.
Yeah. Well, think about if every ChatGPT alone doubles
Yeah.
and they release one every 6 months.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So they could just disappear. The biggest fear is not... Well, his biggest fear is not that they will destroy us. It's that we will destroy each other using them.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because, yeah,
Yeah, what's easier
Greed
to
and-
send?
Yeah.
Send
we've
out
been at war for... I don't know how long we've been around. These days, it's like 20,000 years or something.
yeah, something like
Depending on, what conspiracy theory you subscribe to.
that.
Yeah, or religion.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that is remotely accurate,
It's terrifying.
we just leverage that.
Do we leverage it until they just stop like allowing us, like, because we
Well, that's
if
so
they get to choose?
so his theory is
So they-
it's more likely that we will use it to fuck everything, and they'll actually stop it. So there's more
so there'll
potential.
become a point where they're just like, I'm not doing that.
Correct. Yeah. So instead of saying to the most intelligent life form that's ever existed on planet Earth, hey, can you nullify the conflict between the West and Russia and China? Or let's just say the communist countries of the world. Nullify that. We won't ask it to do that.
Okay.
We will say, protect us or
Yeah.
help us win or
Of course.
whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Eventually, the hope, this guy's hope was, or theory is, eventually they'll go, no, that's stupid. I don't have to kill all of these people. If I just do this, the war's not needed.
Yeah. It's a big fucking call.
And then if you go down like the fucking conspiracy theory rabbit hole of the American industrial complex and how they basically just pick wars to make money and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You go down that rabbit hole and it's like, well, they'll never fucking do that.
Yeah.
Because it's, yeah. That's a whole other.
Fuck. 2035.
Yeah.
Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Mark it down, guys.
So we
Start
need-
building your bunkers.
We need to read Scary Smart, is his book, where he sort of talks about it.
Okay.
And yeah, watch the podcast. It's interesting. Now, that's like probably beyond the scope of our podcast.
It just fucking blew everyone's minds, made them all fucking terrified. Everyone's switched off.
So the episode of Diary of a CEO, he actually has an intro that he doesn't usually do. And he's like, now this episode could cause anxiety, stress, depression, could make you upset, blah, 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 but we need to have this conversation. It's very important. It's like, oh, fuck. It made me listen to it.